This is Nation Radio. Monday night love session. Check us out. Generation. Slow jams. Conversation. Late night stimulation. Call in. Love session. Love session. Monday night.
Good evening, everybody out there in Radio Land. It's your girl, Akila Trinae, and you're tuned in to another episode of Love Sessions here on Morris Media Live. Love Sessions is intellectual stimulation from 10 p.m. to midnight. Our conversation is devoted to bridging the conversation gap between men and women as a means to combat the war on relationships. We cover the topics that are often overlooked, unmentioned, and outright taboo to shed light on our idiosyncrasies and our insecurities as a way to humanize the love experience. Our conversation is real, refreshing, and relevant, and you're guaranteed to walk away from a show with greater insight of yourself and the others around you. At the end of the day, we all echo the same sentiment. I need love.
Shout out.
Class is now, I did say echo, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Class is now
5 minutes late.
And session. So we have an awesome show for you today. If you see Sugarfoot here next to me and we're wearing these birthday hats, she's already on. Her birthday is at midnight, so we're celebrating in honor of her.
Everybody
so I am going to kick it to the almost birthday girl. To my right, Miss Sugarfoot.
Hey guys. I know you guys are excited like I am. We're all excited, right?
Wait, let me turn my eyes.
Thank you. You late.
I couldn't be more excited right now.
I hear it all in your voice. Wow.
No, I am excited. I thought you were going into what you were saying, and I was
She got distracted. She's going to be birthday distracted all night.
I just might. But before I get too far into that, I'll definitely go into thanking our sponsors, starting with Aqua Hydrate. As you guys see, they're giving us these lovely waters. Thank you. We needed it. Shout out to Charles for taking care of that.
Stay hydrated.
Let me see. Is it good?
Let me check it out.
I put these in the freezer.
Oh, it's refreshing.
It's purified with electrolytes.
Okay. Yeah, we all.
You out there, if you're working out, these is definitely the way to go.
Well, thank you. Shout out to them. Thank you definitely for the waters. And then let's definitely shout out the beautiful Akila Trinae for Revision Publishing being one of our sponsors. And
Beyond the Hurt, go get it. Amazon.com.
And Kuza here.
And Kuza here.
Yes.
You know what? I thank you for reminding me. I need to work on that page and store. So
that's her motivation now to work on that, so you guys can go get her book. And then our last sponsor, Dear Azuri. And that is spelled Uzuri, and Azuri means beauty in the Swahili language, which is a movement to encourage women to properly heal from internalized pain and practice healthy communication. You guys can find them on Instagram at Dear Azuri or Facebook Dear Azuri, or also Tangi's personal page, Tangi Love Yourself. Terry, love spelled Luv. Also, guys, if anybody wants to be a sponsor or know somebody who wants to, you guys can reach out to us at unationradio@gmail.com. Okay, so make sure you guys do that. We love more sponsors. We'll shout you out. Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
I also wanted to, kick it to Mr. Dan Tussle here, who's going to give you guys our social medias. And sorry, guys. I'll be slipping sometimes. Players mess up too, right? Cool. So definitely follow our blog as well at lovesessionsblog.wordpress.com. So check out our blogs. That will definitely be updated very soon for you guys. And then now, See, I'm slipping. So now, instead of Charles, we're going to actually kick it to Miss Akilah Trinae because she has something to tell you guys.
Just
about
real quick, I have a quick
little switcheroo.
Right.
yeah, you
Threw
see
me
it?
off.
You
I'm like,
gotta
what?
You gotta watch. I be adding stuff in here. Operation One Project. This is a campaign basically to help children in Uganda, helping them with shoes and school supplies. And so one of my really good friends from college, his name is Alex. He was born and raised in Uganda and came over here to the States, and he's working to first with his back to school drive, and then from there he's working to help build a school and hospitals out there in Uganda. And I hope that I'll be able to maybe travel there. But right now they're asking for donations. $45 would actually be able to purchase a backpack with the school supplies and leather shoes for the children, because what they're trying to do is buy things that would last, not just something cheap to get to them really quick, but like, you know, something they can use for some time. So if you are able to do so, you can donate by emailing operationoneproject@gmail.com, or you can just follow on our social media. I'll make sure that we post it with the information on how to donate if you are able to do so. So shout out to Operation One Project. And,
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Yeah, guys, don't forget about my foundation too. So go to my Instagram and at _Sugarfoot. Right. See, people be messing up and saying things are going to get done when they're supposed to be done, and they're not done. So
she over here turning up on everybody.
Throwing everybody on the team under the
I'm
bus.
just saying, you know, but I'll take responsibility for that too. So definitely go to my Instagram at _Sugarfoot so that you guys can also donate to the Playing Special Foundation. And now, we'll go to Charles.
Hey, 3, 2, 1, let's go. That's my Facebook Live. But
I thought you was like giving out your phone number. Like, what are you doing?
No. 510. Just so you know, already. You gave up your 510, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you regret
it. I did. I wish I still had 510, but you know, it's in my heart.
Yeah. That's important. That's important. Not on your phone though. All right. So check it out. If you want to reach us on social media, and you know you into your IG, you want to hit up the letter U Nation Radio. That's our Instagram account, and also you can find us on Facebook. That's U, the letter U Nation Radio. That's our Facebook page. And then if you're on Twitter, you go to UNation_radio. And once again, you know, per usual, I have to give out.
Here we go.
Shade.
Here it goes.
It's no shade involved. Just facts only. But the thing. Oh snap! Hey, here we go. Look, it's the Undertaker.
And roll in at the
it's
same
just like the
time,
Undertaker.
Like he wants to catch you in the act. So continue.
Look, per usual, I have to give out the number. Because Detroit isn't here, but. Just like a good WWE, round, he decides to come in as I'm saying it. So, do you want to get a number, or do you want me to get a number?
Oh yeah, slide him on in there. Slide him on. Give him a nice, cool little.
Yeah, here we go. Detroit. I'm gonna throw it to Detroit, and then what he's gonna do is tell you how you can call in.
I'm gonna let y'all see Detroit.
Good looking, folks. I am Don Show Detroit. Nothing good to finally be back in the building on time as usual. But anyway, if you want to get in,
he literally was on time this time.
right for his turn.
And get in with these festivities. You can call in at 323.
Okay, but you gotta watch your legs.
Wow,
you kicking my cord.
293. I'm trying to scratch something. 3375 again. 323-293-3375, and we are talking about the price of beauty. Am I messing with you still?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
What?
Go ahead.
Anyway, we're talking about the price of beauty. You know what I'm saying? There's two beautiful people here. I don't know if and then we have
only
some
two
other beautiful people back there. I wouldn't qualify me and you as beautiful, so I
am beautiful.
Dang.
Within. You know what I'm saying?
Salt only goes
within,
on
you know what I'm saying? But we're surrounded by pretty substantial number of beautiful people here, so they can tell us what it is like to pay the price of being beautiful.
All right.
What am I looking for?
I don't know.
You ever scratched that itch or what?
Wow.
Right. You said you were trying to scratch something and messed up my sound. Charles, what you got to say?
Let's see. What do I have to say? I watched Game of Thrones. I
just watched it too. Like
I have
literally,
not
Caught up on Insecure.
I watched Insecure. She caught up on Insecure.
So, what are your thoughts, just so far, on what you've seen?
I think it's interesting. I think it's definitely like, it's just kind of like showing us what people would want to say in certain situations, but don't. But they very vulgarly say it. So it's like, dang, she just, okay.
Yeah,
she in
call
the
her
mirror talking to
homegirl.
herself. What did she
Yeah.
say? She said, call me Lifetime. Because I said, oh, she got bars now. But it was pretty
You
dope.
didn't even
I think it
finish
was.
the bar, though. I didn't get that.
Do you want to finish it?
I didn't know what she said.
She said, call me Lifetime because I'm about to bring the drama or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. That's pretty dope. But I thought it was pretty
Bars.
interesting. So, I mean, obviously that's what young women and men
And
be
you
going through
and you
these
saw
days.
this last episode.
Yeah, I watched all of it.
Did
I
you say
did.
you say young women? Is that just
Young. I said young women and men.
No, I'm
But
saying it's just not. It's not all women. Period. That's not a woman thing. She's not going through. Is that like a age thing? I'm asking. I'm honestly
don't
asking.
know.
Well,
man,
are you asking
semantics.
as older women?
women,
Well,
you happy?
you guys are different ages, so I was asking because she said it was a
Younger
younger thing.
woman.
Oh, but I'm still a young woman, though.
That's
You're
only
still
because
a young woman.
But
To
that's
who?
mainly
To
because
who?
that's kind of like what the show is based on. She's in her 20s, isn't she?
You're a
It's
more
all in
mature woman.
perspective.
All right.
Whatever, Charles.
It was
No,
cool.
but it is. I'm old too in some people's eyes. I'm an OG.
Yeah, to younger people.
No, you're not an OG, just old.
I am whatever.
well.
Old guy.
There it
OG.
is.
I am an OG.
Well, look, I mentioned last week that I had an issue with Power, and I didn't like Kanan. And after this episode, I'm cool with him.
I'm glad I watched
Wow.
that. Episode.
You know, now you,
One
just
episode
you
got him
definitely
to
gave me
switch
a
back.
big spoiler.
I'm
alert.
glad I
didn't-
watched
I
that
didn't say
episode
anything.
at least.
I just said I'm cool with him.
No, but that's
No, but anybody that
too
know
much
you know why
information.
you wouldn't be
That's too
okay
much
with Kanan.
information. But neither here nor there. Usually when you say stuff like that, you say spoiler alert first. But
No, you do.
that's no, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people in general. But hey, you know,
Watch it. I didn't give anything away. Although I did go on Facebook and somebody was like,
I don't
Don't,
even do
don't
it.
go on
I don't
Facebook.
do
That's
it.
the number one rule.
I don't.
Andre's next. And I was like, and then I
Number
watched
one rule is don't go on Facebook if you're trying to watch any of
Well,
these.
I gotta watch. I watch them at
It
12
wasn't
Don't
my
go on
midnight.
intent.
Facebook?
I went on today.
Yeah.
Power came on yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
was
a
still
whole
in the feed,
that's a day
like-
process.
We have.
Okay, we actually got a caller,
Yes.
and I don't think they calling about us and Power in our Power conversation. Have you seen Power?
They might be calling about Amber Rose or Tori Hart. Who knows? But caller, you're on the line. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Wait, what, me?
Are you the caller?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, yeah. It's been a long day.
That's what's up.
Wait, can I say fuck? Is that cool?
I mean, it's out there now. I mean, we can't really
It's a
get it
free
back.
country.
You know what I'm saying? So, do you?
All right, fair enough.
Another
Yeah.
one.
All right, so, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We listening.
You got a question?
No, I was just listening. I wasn't sure what was going on.
All right. Well, call back when you got a question. Though we'll chop it up.
Because we sure you have some insight.
All right.
Oh, yeah, because I saw the thing on, like, pretty privilege.
Yes.
But, you know,
And we're
that's what the thing was going to be centered on.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Give us a call back in about 10 minutes and give us your insight or your thoughts or your questions.
All right, word.
All right. Thank you.
It's lit. The phone is like buzzing right now.
Right.
Can we?
Is there another caller?
Yeah. We might have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you fix my thing? So, yeah, you were gonna bring us into that.
Oh, okay. So, I'm gonna bring us into the topic at hand. So let's. All right. So,
Whoa.
so basically, if you want to check out Drink Champs, this kind of made news through the news cycle this week. Drink Champs. Amber Rose is on Drink Champs, and the Shade Room posted this little 1 minute excerpt of her talking about her growing up in Philly and also feeling like an outsider, even though she was a local Philly person, because of the standard of beauty and how people kind of looked at her in a different light. And so she had a comment about that. So shout out to the Drink Champs season 2 on Revolt TV coming at you. And I just want to go to that clip because it actually, kind of stirred up a little bit of controversy, and then we want to have a conversation about it. Can you play it in the?
What was your determination to say, you know what, I'm gonna be bigger than this, better than this, and I'm gonna be somebody after that?
You know what's crazy? I grew up in a very poor neighborhood, and I don't know how I could say this without sounding like fucked up, but a lot of the people where I'm from aren't traditionally attractive people.
I understand what you're saying.
And for me, being blessed with beauty, as beautiful women know, it's a blessing and a curse. And to grow up in such an area and be blessed with beauty, it was very difficult for me. And a lot of people, you know, used to be like, you ain't from South Philly, you're from California or something.
Sure.
And like I would be on the bus and they're like, where you from? And I'm like, I'm from Broad and Ellsworth. And they're like, nah, you're not like from there. I'm like, yo, I was born and raised in Broad and Ellsworth.
All right. And so, so that clip was pretty cool. And basically, it just kind of showed her perspective. You know, she answered the question, and she was telling about her experiences as a person growing up in Philly, and what motivated her to feel like she needed to come out to LA or become that model type person. So Tori Hart, Kevin Hart's ex-wife, she had a response to that. And she had a different perspective, and so we just wanted to also include her perspective as also someone that grew up in Philly and born from Philly too. So we'll roll that clip.
I feel like Amber, for number one, okay, let's start off with this. Now, is Amber Rose speaking about pre-surgery or post-surgery? That's the question. Because now if she's talking about post-surgery, of course she's not going to look like anybody that's in the South Philly area or North Philly, West Philly, any part of Philly, because she's got enhancements. So she's not going to look, you know, like the everyday girl. But I think Amber, she got it a little twisted too. She let these men gas her up a little bit. She forgot that men gonna tell you whatever they need to tell you to get into the draws. Okay, so they gonna gas you up. They gonna tell you, oh baby, you look beautiful. You know, you the most beautiful girl on the earth. You know, whatever they do, whatever their game is, I don't even know because I don't really get game like that. But they gonna tell her whatever she needs to know, whatever she needs to hear to get into the draws. And then after they get the draws, they out. Like that's just what it is. So I think she's out here in Hollywood. She got caught up a little bit and she's letting these men gas her up. But it's like, it's plenty of naturally beautiful people in Philadelphia. And I think the platform that she's on, she has to be more responsible with the word choices because there's a lot of young girls that's out there that looks up to her. You know, they're taking her words, they're taking everything that she says and they're holding on to those words. So for her to say something like that, there's young girls with self-esteem issues. You know, they could feel like, oh, okay, I want to be like Amber Rose, but I have no chance of being like Amber Rose. And, you know, I'm going to take it there. People commit suicide every day because of self-esteem issues. So with the type of platform that she has, you know, it's about using that platform wisely and not just saying whatever you feel like comes out of your mouth that in that moment. Because, I mean, come on, like she's what, almost 40 years old now? What is it, 35, 36? I don't know. But you can't keep saying the same things you were saying back at 20 when you were stripping in the strip club. Because let's face it, Kanye came and saved you. And now he's on to the next. So that's it. That's really all I have to say about that. But Amber, and I rock with Amber. I like Amber, but I can't rock with what she said on that radio interview. I can't.
Huh?
Yeah, I want to say.
Oh yeah,
I mean, either way, yeah.
Well, you take it. Detroit, yeah. We need you to take us out.
For all of our Facebook people. Well, so today we're talking about the price of beauty, and we're also talking about the concept if there is a thing such as pretty privilege. And it kind of, the situation that happened with Amber Rose and Tori Hart in response to it basically connects directly to the conversation that we're going to have. So we're going to bring that back up later. We have awesome guests in the building. Numera Una is here with us. We posted about her, so we're going to get her on right after this break, and I'm going to send it to whoever's
People's
breaking.
already calling in about it.
Who's
so we
breaking?
Oh, we all break.
We all break it.
But since we all take it, get it. We're talking about pretty privilege, so we were talking. Since we're talking about beauty, we are taking this to Drew Hill, beauty. POTUS, cue us up. Yeah.
All right, and we are back again. This is your girl Akila Trinae. You're tuning into Love Sessions. We are talking about if there is a thing such as pretty privilege. And we have the wonderful, the beautiful Miss Una, who's here to talk with us. Model, actress, host. What else?
Everything,
anything you may need. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about her. Una is a Serbian-born, Los Angeles-based model actress, passionate about the importance of internal awareness and connecting with the universe. Una has been a published model in countless magazines, including Kim's Creations, Hair Magazine, Show Magazine, and more. She has also appeared in music videos for artists like Chris Brown, Tyga, Wiz Khalifa. Now Una has found her way into the world of acting and reality TV. She has played numerous roles in sketch comedy skits with some of Los Angeles' most popular comedians on various digital platforms, including Russell Simmons, All Def Digital. Una has also appeared in the reality shows Dr. Miami and Growing Up Hip Hop. Una is looking forward to revealing some of the new media projects that she has in progress. Working in an industry that is so heavily focused on looks has taught Una one very important fact, that self-confidence and believing in oneself has to start with the mind. So she began studying the fundamentals of concepts like meditation, visualization, affirmations, and more to create her life exactly how she wants it, and teaches other women how to do the same. So Miss Una, our inner peace expert, is here to join us today in our conversation. So welcome, Una, to the show, to Love Sessions. Yes, our in-studio class.
Good job. That was a good intro.
That was deep.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
She is.
I try. I'm like reading and then like everything's blurring. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm losing the spot. But I worked it out. So my first question is, if you can, because I know that you do so much, TV personality, host, actress, model. What is a day in the life of Una?
Every day is different. That's the fun about my job. One day may be an audition, second day may be a photo shoot, third day may be a video, one night may be hosting an event till 2 a.m. I never really know what the next day is like. But I love it. I feel like it keeps it more spontaneous and more just, I just get up and running and say, okay, what's next? What's today? So it's awesome.
She out there dating life.
Basically.
So what are some of the privileges that you would say being a beautiful woman has brought forth to you, just immediately that you notice off the bat?
Well, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today if I wasn't pretty. So meaning being a model, that's the first thing. It's as much as I feel like the society kind of says it shouldn't matter, I think in certain fields it definitely does. There's certain jobs, roles, etc. you just simply won't get if you don't look a certain part, if you don't look a certain way.
So what, like, were you, okay, I know we got another call. My question is, like, what, did you grow up and feeling beautiful, or were you growing up being told you were beautiful by, like, strangers type stuff, and that's what gave you the confidence to model, or how did that work?
Modeling, I'm from Serbia originally, so in my country it's very different. It's not a positive thing, modeling, meaning like you really shouldn't be in lingerie out and about and photo shoots. It's next to Romania, Russia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've been here now 11 years. I know my accent is completely gone. People, you see a few little words, right? Yeah. So my family is very traditional. They were super against it. I just decided to be the black sheep and go for it, and I'm happy.
But in Serbia, or at a young age, so you're saying it wasn't a traditional, okay, it wasn't, or we're going to take a call. So, but saying that to say you kind of went off and branched off and did your own thing, but I'm just wondering, how did you get that confidence to do it, though?
Self-confidence. I feel like I found myself when I really started meditating, really started back to kind of the whole spiritual the spiritual side of me. Once you figure out that you are your own creator, there's really no limits for you. So although, you know, people were against it, my family included, I just decided to just gain it on my own. It wasn't, I was always complimented, like, oh, you should model. Once I came to the States, you have a nice body, you're pretty, this and that, but it wasn't something that I just said I wanted to do one day and happen. It just kind of kept on aligning for me, and once I realized it was for me, I just went for it. So
because you know, like with Amber Rose, Amber Rose is like saying that she was in her hometown in Philly, and everybody is like, oh my God, you're so amazing, kind of thing. And then eventually she was just like, wow, like maybe I need to, you know, do something bigger and better, or be on TV, because I was getting those type of compliments. So did you have those same experience? Did you relate to what she was saying, or how did you?
I've seen that interview. She's awesome, by the way. Yes and no in a way. Again, I grew up very traditionally, my family is very religious, so I didn't really get a chance to step outside of my box, so I knew myself. So although I was hearing that all day, every day since I was a child, I didn't really pursue it because I was scared, I guess, because of my family. I was scared in a way. So once I kind of found myself, I didn't really care. And then I went full force into whatever aligned for me. In this case, it happened to be modeling. But whatever it was, I wasn't particularly saying I need to be on TV. It's been a dream. No, it just kind of fell in my lap.
That's what's up. We want to see if we still have a caller that's on the line. If so, caller, give us your name and tell us where you're calling from. Caller.
Hey, this is David from Dallas, Texas.
Yo, what up, man? Speak up. What's good?
Let me get on the phone. What's going on, y'all?
There we go.
There we go.
Hear you now.
Okay, Dallas, Texas.
Shout out. What's going on in Dallas?
Whoop.
You got a question?
Not too much, man. I just wanted to join the conversation for a few reasons. I just started following Una after seeing her on All Deaf Digital's Summer Dress Olympics.
Oh, okay, the Summer Dress Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
then,
we getting a lot of calls. So what's your you don't hear the question?
I can't hear him at all.
Okay. Switch headphones. I can hear. But
what
yeah,
is the question?
you got a question for us?
Oh.
No, not at all. See, I saw that she was on the show. I just called her to
Say
check it
hey.
out.
Just to say hey.
That's it.
Okay, well, he was a new follower, and he was just calling to give you a shout out. So
He said he was calling from Dallas, Texas. And
Hi, Dallas.
and he saw you following following the Summer Dress Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, Def Jam.
And I will continue to watch the show. I didn't know about this show, so she brought you guys a new follower for the show.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate
I tell you, I guess it's right. Pretty is a privilege.
But I will say something about looks.
Okay.
Go ahead.
They play a part in everything. I mean, anything that's going for you, it has potential to go better for you if you're a good-looking person, right?
That's true.
I mean, if you guys were not all at least pleasant to look upon, then there would be no need for you to have a web version of this show, right?
Right.
That could be true. Thank you for the compliment.
That's why we cut out Detroit's part.
So, I mean, looks
Just can't keep all the hate in life.
Play a part in everything.
That's what's up. But thank you, man, for calling in. We got to get to the next caller. We appreciate it, and glad for a new viewer.
Good luck with everything, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Caller, give us your name and tell us where you're calling from. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. We good? No? Oh, okay. Yeah. So he said he was going to continue to watch the show, and that's on your behalf. So that's the first privilege we've been afforded for having somebody
got him following,
been afforded
in.
the Summer Dress Olympics. I mean, LA's been afforded the 2028 Olympics. Now, your Olympics has brought us more fame. So tell us about the Summer Dress Olympics.
Oh my God, it was so much fun doing it. This is very loud. Sorry.
Turn it down.
I either don't hear it or it's super loud.
I'm turning it down.
And Max is calling me. Hi, Max, if you see us. Hello.
Is it better now?
Is that better?
Way better, yes.
Okay.
Summer Dress Olympics, so much fun. Shout out to Patrick. It's for All Deaf Digital, and it's the Russell Simmons comedy company. I work with them periodically, and it was so much fun doing it. It's on YouTube right now.
Okay.
So what it was like a comedy sketch, so to say, where they try to make it serious, but it really wasn't serious. It was like they got four models, 4 pretty girls, and like they said, okay, we're gonna supposedly be racing, and once the clock started, we were just walking cute and being extra, and just so it did amazing. It did amazing. It was so much fun doing it. Yeah, it was great.
So it was a parody, so to speak.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, I thought y'all were out there actually playing sports.
No.
We got another caller.
Wow, we trying to get the interview, but hey, the people want to talk to you.
You pretty. You gonna have to be a mainstay. Caller, give us your name and tell us where you calling from.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
I have a question for the invited person.
Okay.
What's her opinion on Albanian boys? What does she think about them?
Opinion. Say that again for me. First of all, what's your name?
My name is Bastian, and I'm from Albania, and I'm asking you, what do you think about Albanian boys? What's your opinion on them?
Oh, Albanian boys.
Albanian boys, and this is so funny. I know why you're asking me this question, because if you guys are familiar, my country, Serbia and Albania, had a big war going on. I have a lot of Albanian fans that always ask me, do you hate us because of your country, etc.? Absolutely not. I love you guys. I love the support. I love you guys checking out everything that I do. You're the first people to come and comment and like anything that I have going on. So I appreciate the support, and if you're cute, I appreciate it more. So I love you guys.
I'm definitely cute. I would appreciate it if you hit my DMs too, though.
Okay. Okay.
So that means you've already DM'd her and you just want a response, right?
Can you do me a big favor?
Yes.
Can you shout out my name?
Sure. What's your name again? I'm so sorry. It cut off when you said it.
Bastian from Albania.
Ooh, say it again.
Just a little slower.
Just a little slower for me.
Bastian.
Benjan. Belaj.
From Albania.
From Albania. Benjan Belaj from Albania. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for your honesty.
That is what's up.
Shout out to you and all of the. You know what I will say? In the pretty privileged thing, right? So we know that when you are more attractive, right, you get a lot more attention. You probably get a lot more likes and or follows on social media, and especially when you post certain pictures. Like I know, because I work with high school girls and boys, so I know a big thing for them is like when they post, making sure that they get likes.
Right.
And so when they're not getting certain likes, and they kind of feel like
it's a problem.
That maybe the picture was ugly, maybe, you know what I mean?
Angle wasn't right.
The angle wasn't right, maybe they didn't get the duck lips good or whatever. And then they spend a lot of time like trying to, focus on that because social media, for a lot of people, is life.
It's life, honestly.
And one of this particular subject, because I feel like, some people start off at different stages, right, when they come into their beauty, and then you kind of have beauty, but then it's also like a mentality thing, like a mental thing too that you had to, because there's a lot of in the model world too. Some of those are people that are the most insecure people you might meet, right? Because even though they might not grown up beautiful or they might have grown up pretty, but they might have like came into it later, and so I just wonder. With the whole world that you're in, and then it's so. How do you feel like you're keeping a good like balance between a healthy balance or a realistic balance of yourself? Because beauty isn't one of those things that lasts forever, right? It's you got an inner beauty, but then you got outward beauty, and that. So how does that balance with your inner beauty and your outer beauty and stuff?
As I mentioned earlier, I think just really being at peace with yourself and who you are and what you can bring to the table is crucial. Like meditations, I meditate every day, I visualize every day, I do my affirmations, etc. Because I think it's crucial to have such strong self-confidence that when you do I don't like the word compete, but when you do go for the same jobs with these women, when I walk in a room, I don't care who's there. They're none of my problem. Look left and right. It doesn't matter because I just showed up. So
how do they treat you? How do your counterparts? They don't.
I don't care. I don't pay attention to anyone because I feel like whoever I organically align with, and that's in the industry or friendship or whatever it is, it's just going to be organic. But if I have to like force kind of like me and a model to be friends, then we shouldn't be friends. I don't really care who you are. It wouldn't matter to me. So that's kind of how I move through it. And I think in the industry, again, just knowing like that, you know, you have inner peace within yourself. And if someone likes what you do and likes your talent in whatever the job is, then I want to be booked for that. I want to get jobs for that, not because of any other reason.
Nice. I have a question too, but we do have another caller on the line, so we'll take them, and then we'll get further into that.
You'll jump in when you can.
Well, you're right.
Caller, give us your name and tell us where you're calling from.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta.
Hi, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Do you have a question, sir?
Yeah, I wanted to ask if she has a sex tape.
Sex tape. Oh, no sex tape. Wrong girl.
I have a question for you, person who asked the question. Are you still there?
Hello?
There's really no sex tape, you guys.
We believe you.
No,
I have a question though.
I want to know why, you know, he asked the question in the sense like because again, when we talked about the price of beauty, right?
It's the same one, right?
When we talk about
Echo said it's a different
models and we talk about Instagram, we talk about all this stuff, there are stigmas, right? And assumptions that are made for certain types of people, right? Because you're a model, because you're on Instagram, because you look a certain way, that automatically you have a sex tape. Or I'm not asking the question,
so,
but
go ahead, Sugar. Finish it off.
My kind of question is like, do you ever feel like people, you know, of course you might feel like people give you jobs or whatever the case may be because based off of how you look, but does that ever, in a sense, bother you in certain areas? Like they don't get to know you as a person, they're just looking at the looks and they're like, oh, okay, well then that works. But you don't ever, like, some people just don't care to get to know you because of your looks or because of, you know?
In business, yes and no. It really depends. What I like, obviously, if I fit the roles and if I fit the looks and if I get the jobs, I don't really care what the reason is, even if it's looks. As long as I got it, I'm happy. But when people sometimes don't see past the physical, they don't know that I'm also a businesswoman. I'm very business oriented, and there's certain things you simply can't try with me that you could with others. And that's the only issues I might have had in the industry where men in the industry, you know, especially when I was kind of starting out and stuff like that, they'll try certain things thinking I will agree to get to a certain place. And that's never been me. Because, again, I want to know I got the job, the cover, the show, whatever it is, because of my talent. And it's really for me, not because of I did something or whatever it is. But if my look fits it, that's fine. If that's why you want to give it to me, that's totally fine. I don't mind that as long as it's on a professional level. Yeah.
We're going to take this caller, but I did want to share a quote that you might be familiar with. Okay. And it says, she accepts compliments on her face, her hair, her body, her body graciously, and she indeed is beautiful. But she's only moved when you notice her beauty, the beauty of her spirit.
Yes.
I know I struggled through that, but
profound. But we got
it is profound. So just kind of break it up.
Suave, smooth move.
Yeah, but that was a deep quote that you posted from your. I got that from your Instagram
a long time ago.
Yeah, lurking.
A long time ago.
But I just kind of got to, research purposes only.
I hear you. Hey, suave again, smooth move.
Right.
Caller again. Thank you. Give me your name and tell us where you're calling from.
What up? This is Adam Smalls from Far Rockaway, New York. How y'all doing?
Hi, Adam.
What up?
You are sexy, man.
Thank you so much.
So look, I got.
What about
me?
I'm just kidding.
She's sexy. I mean, girl with the pink on the right of her, she's sexy.
Pink on the right. Oh, we both have pink. Wait, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, both the pinks. Both the pinks.
Thank you.
So Una, I got a question for you though.
Yes.
Do you find it difficult to compete in the entertainment industry with a natural body?
Well, here's the thing. My body is 100% natural, and I think that's actually what makes me different. I went through a period of my career in the beginning where I have had so many people tell me you can get certain covers and do this and that if you get your boobs done, or maybe your butt should be bigger, maybe this, maybe that. But yeah, I know, right? Believe it or not, I've heard that.
I don't think you should make your butt any bigger.
I would never. But
what would you said you was on Dr. Miami? What was
nose? I've had my nose, and that's the only surgery I've had.
Okay.
It was fully public on television, so I look like a hot mess on TV.
It was like an episode?
It was an episode, yes.
Okay.
And I was talking about my career, my where I want to be, and what I felt like was kind of a challenge with the modeling game. Like I'm Serbian, and if you guys know Serbian people, our noses are long and pointy, so it was longer than it is. And I just wanted something natural, just so when I do this for a living. So when I take certain angles, I want to feel comfortable taking them, not have to say, Photoshop this, Photoshop that. I shouldn't have to do that. So, so
would you recommend that other girls that have long noses to go and get their nose reduced?
Whatever makes you happy is the answer. So although my body is natural, I don't knock girls for getting their boobs done, even in some cases butts, as long as you don't go extra.
Yeah, well, be safe, because
that show Botch scares me.
Yeah, as long. Ooh, I know.
I was say it could be worse.
Exactly.
It seems like the butt injection thing. It seems every time people say it, it don't sound like it's like legitimate.
Well, my thing is, it hasn't even been enough time, right? It hasn't been enough years. Like, people have to get older. And what's going to happen to those things that are in your body? And then, have you ever seen older women with naturally big hips and big butts?
Mature.
Like,
women
they
mature.
are struggling. You know what I mean? Their backs hurt. You know what I mean? Like, I just see them and they just look like miserable. And I'm like, well, people don't think about that. Like, I got to get older.
What were they, when they was in their 20s and 30s, they was having the time of their life?
Probably so.
They were turning up with the hips.
They was lit, right?
That's what mattered.
Every day was lit.
Yes.
That's a song.
I know you sang it for us. Thank you.
So basically, like, so what are you saying? That it's not any more difficult for you having a natural body to get work in the entertainment industry? Is that what you're saying?
If I don't fit a certain role, I've actually been turned down before because, believe it or not, I was not curvy enough. So it's like, if I don't fit certain roles, how I look at things.
That just seems like some weird.
Because it's so much going on these days. It's so much. So it's like
not curvy enough. That's just I don't know. That's just might not be. They just want to. They just want to say something.
Or I don't know.
Or maybe they were looking for something that's
There's always a little bit more.
There is.
Wow,
That's just what it is.
Especially from watching some of these shows.
Wow.
Yeah, it could get extreme, but I think confidence in any industry is so crucial. So once again, like when I go, on set, whatever it is, I go in there with, okay, if it's for me, it's for me. If it's not, it's just not. And there is girls, much perfect bodies. I'm talking about 6-pack, 45-inch boobies, all that. So I understand.
After hearing you on this interview, like, I just really got inspired by your day-to-day activity. I had no idea, based off of what you share on your Instagram and stuff like that you meditate and that you have such a cool heart.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you when you come up to New York, whenever that is.
Hopefully soon.
Quick question for you, Mr. New York.
Adam.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your assumption
about the she is?
Yeah.
Sexy. That's it.
Well, like, based off what I saw online, it's just like, the normal stuff like meditate and all that stuff. But she really got into like a spiritual type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and I guess my assumption is that she really wasn't spiritually in tune, because a lot of models, they seem kind of shallow online.
And I could understand that. What I always say is I feel like looks should be the cherry on top. It should never be the full thing, because you may get in the door with looks, but you can't stay in the door with looks if you don't have the mental capacity to stay there. So I totally get where you're coming from, and I get that often. It's very, with my brand, it's very hard for me to incorporate my spiritual side. I try with little quotes here and there, but I obviously don't get nothing like the feedback that I get if I post a body pic.
Well, thank you, Adam. We appreciate you for calling.
Just put a like a spiritual quote.
I try, but they don't even read the quote.
Make sure you catch up with her, Adam, when she comes
Thank
to New York.
you so much, Adam.
So who's your fan? Who would you say your biggest fan base is? As far as
men.
I mean, I'm getting at what demographic of men is it?
Black.
The brothers, the
Mainly,
brothers, right?
yes.
So the brothers.
Yeah, I'm very curvy.
And so because I even had one of my homeboys who's
just couldn't be your smile, huh?
Very.
You fruitful to be your smile, like
and that's the thing, because they say, as the saying goes. So I want to see what this quote means to you, but never trust a big butt and a smile.
He said the quote.
That's more like a saying.
I quoted a lyric.
That is a song lyric.
I quoted the lyric.
I feel like it's a saying.
It's more Annick.
I don't like that because it's just like saying don't trust anyone pretty.
Well, but everybody with a big butt isn't pretty.
But okay, so I think
okay.
So
let me comprehend the quote then. Hold on. So you're saying it doesn't matter what they look like as long as they have a big butt
and a smile.
Well,
okay.
It just says never trust it, just in the sense that is, to me,
it catches a man's eye.
I feel
that
like
the body will seduce
right.
men.
I feel like let me, and then we can all have our own interpretation. But to me, it's like you see, if that's what you're like, look what I got. I got this and I got that. Boom. It's right in your face, right? Because what you're wearing, how you're wearing it, whatever the case is. Then I'm like, all right, that is what you're presenting to me right now. And I think that's not just for me exclusively. It's just it's in the realm, it's in the universe. But so it's just like, is that so the type of attention that you might garner from that when you put that out there, this might come. So it's like, that's not necessarily something that's gonna. I gotta go to another level to even know what else is behind that. Because right now, all I'm getting is one dimension. You get what I'm saying?
Let me see if I can make sense of this, because I think I know where he's going.
I feel like I do, but
go ahead. Unpack my statement.
So, like you said, you can't trust everybody that's just pretty, right? And then on top of that, there's the notion that every girl that wears something really short or skimpy, quote unquote, wants it or wants to be treated a certain way. So how do you convey what it is, who you are, versus what you wear and choose to exploit and get that seen?
Okay. Perfect question. I get that a lot, and I actually have a quote on my page that I posted. If you're born with what the world calls sex appeal, you can either let it wreck you or use it to your advantage. So I feel like I didn't make my body. I got my body since birth. So it's like it's on me. So I can either use it for it to benefit certain things in my life, not a vicious way, not trying to trick someone, because nothing like that. Just I understand I'm going to get a little bit more of an easy way in certain things because of it. So of course I'm going to use it. I'm not going to ignore it. But in the same way,
it's a gift from God.
But in the same way, like you mentioned, you're absolutely right that I feel like certain people, especially personal relationships, they have to peel layers to really get to know me, but I love that because it lets me know who they are. So if I meet someone and they only have this surface outlook of me and their mind is not capable of really feeling who I am, I'm okay with that because they're not for me. Friendships, relationships, business, whatever. Yeah. But if I meet someone and they get the frequency and we're on the same thing, then I love it. I love it because I know it's meant for me. So that's how I can differentiate it. But when I initially meet people, all they see is my looks. Oh, she's, blonde, thick white girl. That's all I get.
So is there a way to exude that, so to speak, in a more subtle way that would change the tenor of how people approach you? Or does that just not fit you?
Before I knew about myself, I tried to kind of battle with, well, I want to become a bigger actress than I am. I want to do this. I want to do that. And certain things are kind of keeping me because of certain stuff I post, etc. But I think if you're comfortable with your body, to me, it's a form of art. So I don't look at myself like, oh, I posted a butt picture. She's a this or that. I don't look at it like that. It's all about how you carry yourself.
Right.
So it doesn't matter as long as you're not out there fully naked or, whatever it is.
Well, even in that aspect, let's just go along with that, and maybe you can take us to the other side of the privilege that pretty ain't in being. So like with the backlash that you may get in wanting to, let's say you're doing something like you said, you're doing this for a benefit. You know what I'm saying? I can never get mad at that. I'm supporting LeVar Ball exploiting his own son at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So why not exploit your own body?
Right.
But let's say you get a business shoot and they have you in the most skimpiest thing possible, something that's maybe borderline moral for you, but you're like, whatever, you do it. You're not gonna turn down the money they green to spend just like everybody else. And then you post it, and then you get a whole bunch of remarks that hell, this is not something you would wear on an average day, but it was your business, and now people are judging you as if it's you and your character and yourself. And how does that work on the other end of the spectrum of being beautiful?
I can't worry about them. If I worry about them, I'll never get to where I'm going. I ignore them. I get crazy as DMs. Social media can bring you as high as possible. It can also drop you as low as possible if you allow it. So, if I feel like if you worry about all the negativity people sit at home and just that have no lives sit and write about you, you're right. This and you're that. If I worry about that, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like, it's impossible. So I appreciate and give feedback to positivity, to, good things, but I just can't worry about, oh, you're this because you dress like this, or you're this because of that. Like the guy just called sex tape. I've never had a sex tape. What are you talking about? But people will do that and say the most extreme things, like I can't say it now on air, you're this, you're that, you're, everything down the line. Yeah.
Say what you got to say.
So it's, gold digger, whore, all that. So it's like, it's crazy, but I've heard it all. And I've, even heard women reaching out to me because their husbands have screenshotted my picture that I don't know them. I
do that all the time.
I'm sure you do. You better lock your phone.
Oh, no, I don't lock. I'm open. I'm very candid.
Okay.
But that's always not really bothered you? Or how long did it take you to become comfortable with some of those comments that you were getting? Like maybe in the beginning when you were just starting to get all of that attention, like how did you handle it? Or how did you, that doesn't matter type thing?
It took me a while. It took me a second, and I really had to. I had a mentor, Trina. She really helped me a lot, and I just I would show. Is someone who helped me kind of get in the indindustry.
Is it Trina the artist?
No. It's she owns a boutique agency out of LA. I kind of started with her. And what happened is I would just see all these things, and I was getting all this positive attention, but I was also getting very negative attention, very, very negative. And I didn't really know. At first, I would reply back and try to be petty back and etc. If they say something, I say something. And I realized I can't catch them all. It's impossible. And it's also back to the spiritual side of me. It's lowering my frequency. Each word I'm giving to it, and it is not worth me. So I've just learned to literally, I'll either block or I'll leave it. I'll ignore. Just, it doesn't exist. I'll read it. And that's it. But it took me a second to get there. And I think that being in this industry, you have to be, even if you're not spiritual, just very mentally strong. Mentally strong.
So how is the dating game in this?
I know that's tough.
It's I'm single now. I broke up with my ex a few months back. It's very hard being a model and being with someone who's, if they're not in the industry, it's almost impossible. As much as they say, it is, and they can be supportive. I'm sure there's men out there who are aware and who are capable, but it's just. It's, if you're like posting certain provoking things on social media and etc., it's hard for a man to get that.
They're just not.
They're having
Yeah,
I'm listening
We're talking
to you,
about music.
and I'm
I'm
respecting
listening to her
that.
as
No,
well.
yeah, but remember we said there's no such thing as multitasking because right now you're having a side conversation.
You're a liar because I had a question, but it was it's because I didn't remember your response to that.
I definitely saw y'all having a conversation.
No, I'm talking about the multitasking part because
okay.
I'm in there. So
we're over here producing.
right, because we're changing. We're actually changing the commercial song anyway. But I didn't really remember your response and how you felt. I know you said you liked Amber, whatever, but just how did you take her response, her statement, and then the response that was given to it?
Response that was given to it.
Yeah.
By.
What was her name?
Tory Hart.
Tory Hart.
I think that Tory Hart may be a little bit old-fashioned. I think Amber Rose.
All right, is it pre-surgery or post-surgery?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Amber had work. I'm sure she had. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm not against work as long as you're happy and you don't go overboard. By all means, do what you have to do. Yeah.
Make yourself happy.
Right, as long as you're happy and you're at peace. I like Amber Rose because she's all about women power and women succeeding and certain points she's made that, some, like, I think she said one time that if these women sleep with, so many men and these men sleep with so many women, it's equal to me, and it's hard for me to kind of snap out of that because it's how I grew up. To me, it's not necessarily the same thing, but I feel what she's saying as far as it should be more equal. It's very, the man is a man in that case, the woman is a whole. So it's very different. But I like what she stands for. I think she's a smart girl.
Yeah.
Well. That's what's up. But we have a caller. Yeah. So caller, give us your name and tell us where you're calling from.
My name is Johnny. I'm calling from New York.
Hi, New York.
Hello. My question was quick, and what was the reason you broke up with your ex?
So he don't make the mistake.
You're a suitor.
Was it because you became more famous than him and you got all the boys' attention?
What was the last thing? Became more famous than him and did what?
No. What was the reason that you broke up with your ex, and was it because you became more famous than him and you got all the boys' attention?
Well, I wouldn't say the whole famous thing. It was a support. Support's very crucial to me, and I feel like with what I do, if you can be a mental benefit, as a friend, as a whatever it is, then that's awesome. But if it's like more of a hassle and I have to explain to you why, this event was done or this booking, this video just happened, or why the rapper was too close to me, or if I have to do all this every single day, it's difficult. It's difficult, and I felt
he should have some kind of ability to be like, hey, what's up? Or because people do you can't take advantage of like the fact that you got to be out late, right? And it's like, bring your ass home. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, well, I've never cheated on anyone I've been with, so I'm very loyal, and communication is everything to me. So, I always, this is what's going on. If I'm hosting an event, I may come home at 3 a.m. That's just what it is. Mm-hmm. That's, it's my work.
But you don't need to be in the studio till 3 a.m.
Who are you talking? But if the studio can't, man, you causing trouble. You see, this is the same issue Lady H had with her insecure dude. Now she anyway.
I'm just saying, sometimes people do kind of play that card. Dudes too, right?
So where did the studio come in? Hold on.
No, because I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, because people be in the studio. You was like, oh, I'm going by the studio to see such and such, and they see,
I've never done that. I've never been a studio hopper. I've gotten many invites from many people.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
But I'm not saying.
But if she needed to be in the studio till 3 or whatever and working, if she was doing drops till 3, it would be her prerogative. And if she getting paid,
I'm giving an alternate view from the guy perspective.
Man, you causing trouble.
You do though?
Me?
Are you that insecure? Issa Rae, are you that insecure?
But why would you go straight to the studio? Like, see, this is the thing. If you were comfortable with a woman doing a video shoot, even if it's a 12-hour set, whatever it is, and she's gonna go home when she wraps, that's just it. But you're having studio thoughts. Lets me know that you would assume immediately she would do whatever with the rapper.
No, it's not that she.
Or why would she? why would she even waste her time once she gets the check? Why is she following him to the studio? That's what I say. Everyone that asks me, why am I following you into the studio? My check is here. Good night.
Yeah.
So, it's just about carrying yourself a certain way and not chasing after whoever's chasing after you. Be exclusive. I think that's what's sexy. Like being exclusive and knowing that not everyone can get to you, no matter who they are. And like with my ex, like I think he knew that, because of my personality. It's very hard to get to me, but he was still very insecure, very, very insecure. So
that's what.
Girl, you better preach. Thank you, Adam, for that call.
The insecurities.
Johnny, I'm sorry.
I was like, you want me to call everybody Adam?
I am tripping, Johnny. But we do have another caller.
Okay.
Give us your name and tell us where you're calling from, caller.
Hi, I'm Naya calling from LA.
What's up, Naya?
Naya.
Hi, baby.
That's my girl.
Oh, okay.
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm good. Just wanted to call in and tell you how much I love you and support you.
Aww.
And I also had a question for you.
Yes.
So obviously you are bomb, and being the fact that you are a model and stuff like that, how do you deal with like shady people in the industry, hitting up in you? Because I see you post all the time, looking for work and stuff like that. So how do you deal with like shady photographers or shady casting directors? People always, probably trying to get some for work or whatever.
I mean, yeah, I think I try to help out anyone that I know is in this industry too, and it's if you allow these so-called, not everyone is a casting director, not everyone is an agent. They're not. They just say that they are. So again.
Oh, wait a second.
That was not a real audition you had. It wasn't. Let it go.
I'm not gonna be on Power.
No, not. I think it's just about feeling the energy, and also my first question always is well, what have you done? Well, who have you worked with? So show me. I want to see before I even waste my time.
You don't even work with new or up and coming people anymore. They have to have experience, because I'm starting in the industry, and it's really hard to decipher who I'm supposed to work with and who who do you take a chance on, or who do you just kind of say no, you're just trying to get some ass.
I mean, I do think but as you know, you can kind of fill that out. I do believe in giving the benefit of the doubt, but it's once one little off thing or you're coming on too strong, this is not just business stuff, But if it's genuinely very professional, very, this is what we're doing, this is what we're not, and it's very, there's no reason why they're calling you 12 o'clock at night. Certain things like that let me know that it's not real. If we've never met, there's no reason why you're texting me so late, or the whole babe, and that's not necessary. Don't babe me, we're working. So I think I am because I feel like you have to be a beast. You have to let people know they can't play with you. They can either decide to work with you or not. And if I feel if the answer is no, which I've gotten a lot of times, I've gotten, oh, you're this, you're that, you're too much. No, we don't have to work. Bye. Yeah. You're not the only person. I don't need you. So I think you have to have that, and no matter who they are, because if you don't, they just won't take you seriously, and they'll try to do one thing only.
What's that? What's that? I mean, you said.
Well, they'll try to sleep with you. Yeah. Right. He's so funny.
Come on, Charles. Follow. You cannot be that slow. You are not that slow.
Well, we got a real good flow. Thank you, caller, for calling in, by the way. Thank you, Naya.
Thank you, Naya,
much appreciate it. We got a good flow coming here. We don't want to stop, but because we got a girl here who is a pretty girl. She rocks. Pull this Q. What's up? Yeah.
We are back. You're tuned into Love Sessions. Again, this is your girl, Akilah Trinae, and we have Detroit. We got Charles Handy over there. We got Miss Sugarfoot, and we have a special guest, Miss Una, in the building. We're talking about, her career. We're talking about the price of beauty. We're talking about pretty privilege, if that exists. The reason for the conversation that we kind of got into it, Charles sent an article. I'm blanking on
the one with Janet Mott.
Yes, okay. Janet.
Yes.
Mock.
Janet.
Yes. So, Janet Mock, for those who don't know who she is, what would you establish her?
She's a journalist.
She's a journalist.
She's
Okay.
a journalist. She's a writer.
And so in the article, basically, she was talking about like from childhood to making the transition into becoming a woman. And so the thing that she found when I'm guessing when she was still male was that she wasn't getting a lot of attention, and she was looked at as ugly and just not really enjoying that process. But at the same time, feeling like I am not comfortable with who I am, and I feel like I should be a female, even though she was born male. One of the terms that I had to look up because I was like,
cis.
Yeah, cis. I was like, what is this? So basically, cis is the abbreviation, but it's the idea of you feeling like and being comfortable with the gender in which you were born into, right?
Right.
And so there are people who are not comfortable with the gender that they were born into, and they feel like they should, be the opposite gender. And so what she found was once she went through the transition, she began to be accepted more. And not only was she accepted just for her beauty, but she was also accepted more so than those who may be transgender as well. So she almost like back in the day when you had the certain African Americans who were able to pass because they were really fair skinned, so they were kind of like more so accepted in that way. She is accepted because she just passes for just being a woman. It would just be something that she would expose, if she had to. So I found the article particularly interesting just because it was kind of twofold, but the main part is that she wanted to acknowledge the fact that there is a privilege of having beauty, and not just the inner beauty of what you were talking about, Charles, or one of the things that you said that you focus on, Una, with the meditation and the affirmations, but the actual just physical beauty and the standard of beauty in which society acknowledges as beauty. Because, when you grow up, you hear people say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and all of these different things. And, parents tell their children, male children, their female children, you're beautiful, you're handsome, and then you go out into the world, and then other people might not feel the same, and that's when you have that harsh reality of there is an actual standard of beauty. And one of the things that I wanted to just address with you, because I know that you said that you're Serbian and your family wasn't necessarily, supportive initially of your choice to become a model, but would you say that the standard of beauty in Serbia is similar to the standard of beauty in America, or are there any differences? How does that really play out in that scenario?
To my experience, I think different countries are just different. In Serbia specifically, it's very different. A lot of Serbian women, the big boobs are in. The curviness is actually not in. It's women cover it so much, so you don't even really know who has a butt, who doesn't. Mm-hmm. I feel like here, so I was there as a child, so I wasn't dating, nothing like that. But I feel like when I came here, curviness is much more. It's okay. Mm-hmm. In certain situations. Right. Now, if you're trying to do, runways and etc., they won't even look at me.
Right.
Because I'm 5'6", curvy.
You'd be considered plus size. Right?
Absolutely. Very plus size, yeah. So I've just given up on that because you have to be super thin and etc. But it's very different. A lot of Serbian men don't. I mean, I have some Serbian fans, but for the most part, it's maybe 10-15% of my male fan base. Oh, wow, I don't really have a lot of Serbian men that say, you're attractive, this and that. They actually tell me I should work out. So, and I get that a lot. I get that. I may post a video, of me in a bikini, whatever it is, and I'm very comfortable with myself. But a lot of from my country, men may say, you should work out, you're too thick, or certain things. So so it's very different. It's very different. I'm not going to speak for every single person,
right?
But yeah, for the most part.
So do you get the backhanded compliments that, because she talked about in the article how the comments started changing, that they were from cis men. It was no longer, it was, you all right, you can kind of pass, to, oh, you cute to be transgender, and then it was just, you cute. You know what I'm saying? So did you ever have those backhanded compliments coming from where you are, letting them know you Serbian, having an accident? Just, oh, you cute to be a Serbian girl, or, you cute to be from way over there?
I mean, I definitely, because of the social media world, I feel like, and in the show I did, I feel like some people have been okay with me more because I'm the only model that I can think of that's Caribbean, represents Serbian. And I mean, I have a video with a Serbian flag. I try to really put it out there because it's where I'm from.
Right.
So, yeah, so I feel like because of that, some are more okay with it, but that's still not the ideal figure or not the ideal beauty in my country.
Right.
So it's, it's different.
Because I know it just depending on, again, like you said, every country is different. You can travel to other parts of the world and, they may favor plus size women, and if I was to go there, they'd be looking at me like, what Absolutely. Are you doing? Like, the South. You go, but and so, like you said about just being self-confident, it's like, it's important for, any woman with any body type, with any, just to have that confidence, because as you said, something can lift you up and then tear you down, but you can, be feeling yourself and then, go to a place and people have everything against, what you got going on. And that could really, tear people down. Again, like I said, I work with high school girls, and I see it all the time that, their mission, at least right now, 16, 17, 18, is to impress, the guys that are at the school. And if they don't show them the right attention, then they're down on themselves. They're trying to, alter their looks. They're trying to change different things just to get that acceptance. And so you see it, and it's like, I understand it because, been there, done that. Self-esteem is one of those things that I think throughout life, you go through phases of. You might get to a point where you're like, I'm cool, I feel myself and all of this. And then you go through another stage in life. Maybe you have children. Maybe, you're just getting older and food does different things with your body. And now you have to go through a different stage of like that inner peace and affirmations and self-confidence. And it's just one of those things. I know, especially for women, I don't know if men always understand it, but it's just something that's constantly, brought up, constantly in your face, constantly, Well,
guys, before that, we do have another caller on the line.
Caller, give us your name. Tell us where you're calling from.
Los Angeles.
All right.
What's your name?
It's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, how are you? I'm one of your Instagram followers.
Hi, Mike.
How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Not bad at all. Can't complain.
Thanks for calling in.
What's your question, Mike?
Hey, I just wanted to know what made you want to get into the modeling business, and what was your passion about it?
Well, again, I mentioned it earlier. It kind of like fell into my lap. It's not something that, growing up, it's not something that I even thought was acceptable growing up, kind of where I came from. So it just kind of kept on falling into my lap, and finally I was like, well, why not? If I can make money and do this for a living and genuinely enjoy what I do, it's people sometimes look at us, at models, and they just think, oh, it's nothing. It's just, it's easy. Like, no, sometimes, we're on set 12 hours and etc. But because I love what I do, I feel blessed more than anything. So, but as far as, sorry, I just went all the way around your question. How I got into it, it just kind of fell into my lap. So,
yeah. All right, yeah, you got it. Thanks, Mike. Actually, what brings us to the when you were talking about your video, I did have a question about just I know you worked on the last Future video, Pie, right?
Yes.
So I'd like, just tell me how that went, working with him.
Pie was so much fun. Shout out to Emails. He booked me for I know Echo knows, yes.
Shout out.
It was so much fun. It was a long set. I think it was like a 13-hour set. It was insane. It was insane. And it was, I remember, it was cold as heck. It was in Malibu somewhere, but it was so much fun. Everyone I work with, Future's awesome. He's a sweetheart. The butt slap was a little bit awkward. We had to try it a few times because I don't know if you guys seen the video. He had to hit my butt.
No, let me look at it.
He's like, let me go check that out.
I posted it on my. Yeah, so that's about it. But it was a lot of fun.
So, and then like when you on a video, has there been like any kind of bad experiences you ever had to like maybe walk off set or anything because people was getting a little
too much?
A little extra?
Never on video sets, no. But I have had a situation where I was shooting for a publication. Can't say the magazine because can't throw the names out there, but I was shooting for a publication. I had a spreadsheet there, and we're like, where pretty much the owner of the magazine like asked me, I can give you the next few covers, and I was like, sure, of course, let's do that. And he, in a nice way, asked me like, you can stay over. And I walked out. What that meant is sleep with me. I'll get you the next few covers. I'm never that thirsty for a cover. So I walked out. And I never even got published in that magazine because it just didn't end up going well. But that's pretty much...
that's pretty...
Oh, yeah, it was very insane. And even like how it happened. And I was kind of starting out. I was like my first 6-7 months or so of modeling. So I was so new to it. But thankfully, I was the person I am today, so I knew what's not okay. And it was very forward and very, like, as we're shooting, like, touching. I'm like, ooh, wait, your hand's too close, move. So, yeah, so I think that was probably the worst ever, and I just walked out on set.
Now, have you ever actually tried to use your superpowers for evil? Like, not when I say evil, like, let's just say outside of work.
It's a little dramatic, bro.
I know, evil. Hold on.
Outside of work, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever used them to get something you wanted? I don't know, something extra from the boyfriend?
Of course. We do that. We're women. We're women, of course.
I'm just telling, is there a specific time that, and tell me what you did. Did you wink an eye?
Why did you stop there?
Well, I wasn't. I'm gonna let you. I'll let you go to the rest. I was gonna let you
keep going.
I mean, of course. I think as women, we can do our cute little sexy stuff, and just once he says no, make sure he changes his mind. It's so many times, and there's not a specific time. It's like the whole relationship. I think if I hear a no, I say, okay, give me a few minutes. Let me see what I could do.
At least you're honest.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of people that would just deny. Like,
I mean, as long as it works.
But you mentioned being forward. So how is a man supposed to approach you knowing in the vein of work that you, how would you like for a man to approach you in the line of work that you do, seeing how you're so public and
you're single now.
And apparently you're single. And so what they see is not just what they get, but how does someone for you get past the initial stage of getting to know you deeper?
I just think back to energy. Like I'm so big on that, and I feel it off top. And if someone approaches me on with a surface conversation, I'll treat it like that, and you'll never get a call from me. But if it has to be something more. It has to be something more. Tell me something that I don't hear every day. Whatever it is.
Let's meditate.
Yeah, that's a great way to approach me. Okay. So
there is a new meditation app. Just
okay. We're still on there now. Yeah, so I think just doing anything, but I get crazy stuff every day, all day. Social media or in person. So it's like, hey, what's up? What you doing? Oh Lord, like I get that all the time. So just be different. That's all I have to say. I think that's what intrigues me. Back to the quote that you kind of tried to read earlier about me. Oh, you tried. You tried.
Oakland Public Schools.
Do you read all of your messages?
Oh no, I wouldn't be able to. No, it's a lot. But I try. I try. That's why I always all my business one goes to email. That's what matters. But sometimes I'll scroll through them, my DMs. It's same. It's the same thing. Hey, I think you're gorgeous. Hey, let me take you on a date. Hey, it's the same old thing. It's never where I'm just like, oh my gosh. So it would have to be something different.
Yeah. DM, I don't know. That seems a little difficult.
So so if somebody was really introspective through the DMs, that would catch her. That's what I'm getting at. I mean, because
it has to be like, whoa, yeah. I mean,
well, you got to consider that she has followers from all over and everywhere. So how else? You know what I mean? It's almost like casting. They're
send
casting.
Send a Maya Angelou quote. A Maya Angelou quote could help. Just saying. She likes quotes, guys.
I do like quotes. I do like quotes. Would I be opposed to meeting someone on a DM? No, I would not be opposed. But again, it would have to be something
So
extraordinary.
Let me get this straight. So somebody that doesn't know you,
okay,
they see you and they're attracted to you. And we had a caller that he said pretty is a part of everything. We're talking about how pretty is a privilege. So now they've drawn into you, but they know nothing about you. They're supposed to be somehow profound in depth within a certain amount of characters to draw you in. Because I understand I'm just saying, because I can see how you can do it in person. You know what I'm saying? That's chemical, physical energy. I can see how you could be drawn to somebody. But if someone is for you, you know what I'm saying, or close to you, or would be a good candidate, I just would seem that even I would think it'd be kind of hard because even the loser, you know what I'm saying, who wants absolutely nothing from you or the worst from you, I'm pretty sure it can be canny enough to come up with something sweet enough that you've already heard from the person that might actually be a decent guy.
Absolutely. So, it's hard. I mean, you're right. It's hard. It would have to be something I haven't seen, and I've seen it all.
Well, does that make you have to be more forward for yourself? Are you the aggressor, seeing how you're a public figure?
No, I'm a woman. I like to play my role as a woman. I want the men to, meaning I'm not going to come on to a man. No. I feel like the man should be should pursue a woman. That's just my personal opinion. Everyone should.
Eyebrows went up.
He said, "Whoa, I don't agree with you."
But I just have because you're in a world where you get to control everything and put yourself in a position that isn't the usual role of a woman in our academic history of how women play the role to be a woman.
Okay.
So usually you're in a grocery store running errands, or if however you can stereotype a woman to be in a passive situation, you're the total opposite of that. You're independent, you're working, you're out there, and everything that people would think about you toward you, you actually want them to reverse engineer that. So I'm like, to get what you want, I would think that somebody would reverse engineer how they would think, because you know what you're putting out there. And so you're putting out, for the most part, it's vanity. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, don't get me wrong, there's depth and beautifulness and art to everything that you do. But what people are seeing is,
I agree,
is vanity. So it would seem to me, because you're not now playing the typical role of the woman, you would have to be able to play that role. You would have to get in that role, which would then have to reverse what you're doing, because you're already doing it by being independent, quote unquote, and go forward and step forward. I'm not saying be extra thirsty. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't agree. How I feel that I am playing we're talking about relationships. I feel like in a relationships world, I would definitely play the role of a woman. As far as the old school traditional ways, as far as me being independent, making my own living, etc. I don't need anyone to give me money so that they could be a man. No, but I'm just talking about dating, or like an upcoming feeling each other type deal where we can get to a certain point. I would like to play the woman role. I do. Meaning the man has to pursue me and show me why. Show me why. Period.
Okay, but so let me give you this example, and let me show you why this is difficult. Why I don't think it could be a lot easier if you were willing to step forward and not step out of your whole moral box and just be ultra aggressive, but just to initiate. I think one of the thirstiest things that men do is yell at a woman from a car, right?
Agree.
Right now, I've seen so many women that I felt like I would be attracted to.
There is thirstier out there
from the position of a car, but because I know how that looks and I know what type of dude I am, like I can't do that, but I have to let this opportunity go and hope that I see her next time. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to step forward and do this. My opportunity is now, but if she's the girl that I think she is, she wouldn't accept me anyway, coming from a car.
Okay. I like that. Yes, and I agree.
So all I'm saying is there's, like I said, there's a bit of the dichotomy of what's going on is different. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody to see depth and come different, but they see the same thing because models come a dime a dozen. So now we see a bunch of vanity pictures, and you want us to think past your vanity without getting to know you, because we can't shout out the same adjectives that's everybody. You know you have pretty eyes. You know you're a pretty woman. You know you got nice hair and everything that goes along with it. So now we have to see depth through a collage of vain pictures somehow. If we did, and I'm really just talking from people from afar. Like if somebody, you know what I'm saying. So I was just saying that's the difficulty of trying to approach you.
Of course, but I think at the time of approaching me, I don't even think that seeing the depth, like, you have to approach me prior to even seeing the depth. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to take the step. You have to take the step for us to even know where we are. And if you don't see the depth, we're not going to go further. If you do, you're going to know after the first conversation with me. It's not a typical conversation. It's not, hey, what's up? How are you doing? I don't have time for that.
But what if you see the depth?
What if I see it?
What if you see it?
Then, no, when I say I won't pursue, I don't mean I'm never going to call you. You have to call me every day. And I don't mean that.
I'm just talking about the beginning stage, the initiating. I'm not talking about the whole. I agree that somebody should pursue you. I'm just saying the initiation part.
Of course, I would be very responsive. But would I just pursue a man with, where he's just like, oh, no, absolutely not. You have to show me that you want me, and for me to even take the steps and answer the calls, or, some call, whatever it is. But I have to see there's a want and there's a reason why we're doing this. We connected, and now we're going somewhere, but not just I'm just pursuing you for no, that I don't. To me, that's not organic, and it's not. We're not really meaning. Why would I do that if you're clearly not on the same wavelength? Why would I go out of my way to continue pursuing you if you're not pursuing me?
You do understand one of the business things about you is the most organic thing about you. What you talked about at the beginning of the show is your looks. As organic as they come, that's you. It's not just you. So I get why a lot of men would struggle approaching you.
Well, but I feel like if a man wants to pursue a woman, and this is kind of where we get into the whole looks thing, and where from the male perspective, where men have certain assumptions and certain things that they feel about certain women based on how they look, right?
Correct.
And so if a man wanted to cast his net or go after, pursue a certain woman, then he would pursue her any way that he should pursue her, in any way that is how he is. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the woman looks like and what she does. So I hear a lot of times, I've heard that men sometimes won't go for a woman that they feel like is a 10, you know what I mean? But they might go for a 6 based on whatever their scale is. Because of, it seems like to me more of a personal thing. Whatever their confidence level is, or whatever they feel like they can attain in
or experience, correct?
I agree.
Or whatever, but just in that situation. So it's like, because you may not be confident enough, right, to go and say something or approach a woman that you feel might be out of your league or whatever, then you may not do that. Or you may assume that because a woman looks a certain way, that she's about X, Y, and Z.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Let me turn this around.
Without knowing that.
And you are 100% correct. So, because I think Charles brought this up a while ago, and how Charles has already noted that he's very, in his heyday, he had no issue with coming up and speaking to a woman, no matter who she was. So
and Charles would probably initiate in a way that is Charles, his style. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna be him and he's gonna do him. He's not gonna approach in this instance, he wouldn't approach her like trying to or whatever those things thirsty men do, because he's pursuing her because there's a genuine interest there. Versus, now you got to think about the motive too. What is the motivation? So I can understand when she's talking about a certain type of way of what you're saying, because that's going to tell her what you're trying to get or what you want out of the situation. Those who genuinely want more are going to have a little more to say than, oh, you look good, and or whatever men say.
Let me introduce another plight that comes from the woman perspective that deal with women like Una.
You always know about women.
Thank you. What is women like Una?
I don't know.
The women that model. Pretty women that model.
Okay.
Pretty girls that rock. So
you switched it up so good.
Right.
That was good.
Right.
That was good.
So what's the rest of it?
Right.
I already said at the beginning of the show, y'all all beautiful. Everyone in here,
except me,
except for Charles. I apologize. You can be handsome for the day.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm beautiful on the inside.
I heard. Hey, that's what counts.
Interview.
So what's the difference between a man that's in a relationship looking at models and the woman being insecure about the models that he's looking at because they're saying that they're vain for looking at them, and she very well carries depth?
That's the woman's fault.
What is your question?
I'm confused.
So
I've been confused for a minute, but I just been letting them go.
Wait, because I love how. Wait, no. I actually heard what you said, but I love how you did that. You get what I'm saying? Because what it seems like you're trying to say is that the man who is looking at the model in the picture is looking at her for the depth and not the physical, which is what he's looking at her for.
Right, and he's being
so
who he is.
So if the woman is insecure, she's insecure specifically because he may be looking at something that she does not.
Uno momento, per favor. Let's answer this question from this caller. Hopefully they got a question, or they might just want to talk to Uno for like 2 seconds, like everybody else. You got a real question, or is this a fake question?
Caller, give us your name. Tell us where you calling from.
I'm just saying hi.
Hey, okay.
Do you have a question?
I'm just saying hi.
What's your name? Hi.
Just want to say hi.
Hi, my name is John.
Hi, John.
Where are you calling from, John?
I'm calling from Arkansas.
From Arkansas?
Hi, Arkansas.
What part of Arkansas?
Little Rock.
Magnolia.
Magnolia.
Well, shout out to you, John.
Yeah, shout out to Arkansas. I got people from Arkansas. It's Little Rock.
You don't want to come up with a question?
Something inspired you to get on the line. You know what I'm saying? This your shot. This your chance. You want to shoot a shot. You want to
something different.
Ask her to marry you or something.
Ask something different.
Well, I don't know. I just came to say hi. You know.
Okay, John. Well, thanks for calling. Have a good night.
That's what pretty girls will do to you.
He said he just want to say hi. That's all he wanted.
But go ahead.
We tried.
So that's what they be doing in your DMs and your doggone. Like, what is that?
Literally, just wanted to hear your voice.
I just literally want to say hi. Go on the video, bro.
But the nature of my question was that pretty girls have the same impact on men that they do on women that don't know the woman that they're looking at. So we've talked about before on the show about the likes that men in relationships give to Instagram models and pretty models, right? And their women look completely different at home, and how that can make them insecure, or feel a little less than, or nervous. Mm-hmm. So if a pretty girl is there, that man could also he sees pretty the same way any woman sees pretty, in the same way him looking at her made his girlfriend seem insecure. That single man could also feel a bit shy or insecure or apprehensive about approaching because of maybe what he's not. It's not so much of what he isn't, but it could be of what you are or his experience. So if most men gonna shoot their shot or shot their shot plenty of times at someone that they deemed really pretty, and those women have handled it a certain way, and that more than anything has shaped how they approach women later in their life that are prettier. So if a woman that was pretty growing up and she had been pretty all the time, and she only wanted pretty or handsome boys, the people that were equal or status quo, and they don't fit that description, then it can make someone nervous about approaching someone that's pretty. And all I was saying was that's the same issue or plight that men have approaching women off the Richter scale is the same issue that women have in relationships when those men are liking other pictures, when those women consider those women off the Richter scale. And it's just the power of being pretty.
It's just insecure. It sounds like insecurity.
But it's also the power of dealing with someone that's pretty.
So have you ever dealt with the time where you felt like maybe you got the part over somebody who might have been better, or maybe in a sense of more qualified, but you still got it because maybe you look better in a certain sense?
Yes.
Has that ever made you like feel bad, or you're just like, well?
It depends, what the part is. Again, if I like in the modeling game or in the music video game, like if I fit the look normally, that's pretty much enough. Like as long as I fit the look and I'm easy to work with. But if it's anything more commercials, etc., I feel like I have gotten it. But I've went to acting school. I'm talented. I'm very talented. So I think, even if maybe they might have did the line better than me, whatever it is, I still worked hard for where I am. So I don't care.
She's pretty.
Like it doesn't bother me.
And I do got a question, because instantly when I posted this in my text message, one of my brothers is texting me, "Ooh, tell her I said what's up." You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I mean, to me, obviously, one of your core fan bases is the Black Brothers of America, because I don't know if you noticed, but they are attracted to, to a big butt and smile, especially with white women. So I'm just like, how do you handle that? Like, is that what you are attracted to? Is that who you date, or is that what's that look like to you?
Big butt and smile.
Big butt and smile.
Big butt and smile.
No, I don't date
the brothers, man. The brothers. Look here, man. You just talked for 35 minutes. Hey, wake up, bro. Right. Anyways.
I always say, personality is first to me. I've had 2 serious boyfriends in my life. They were both black. I'm attracted to connection. So, although no, I've not dated, a white guy. Am I going to say I would never? No, because what if we connect? What if it's something there? But yeah.
So when you are with these brothers, is it how is are you getting the side eye from the black women? Like that's like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Sugar just answered your question.
She kind of answered it, but I'm saying, what is that experience like?
I wasn't talking to y'all.
Then who are you talking to? We're doing a show right now.
I was IQing with Miss Poetis.
Oh, that was weird. That was just some random time.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
see, y'all not paying attention.
Well, that's where you come in.
Help us out.
Caller, give us your name and tell us where you're calling from.
Hello, my name is Casimir, and I'm calling from California.
Okay.
Hey, Cashmere.
What up, Casimir? What's your question, man?
Hello. That one thing you were talking about. What was it? You said something about It was something about the male. What did you say? The female model that it has like the same impact on a woman as it does with a man.
Correct.
That was really interesting. I really want to hear about that a little bit more.
Well, she was saying, she brought up how, it's more so insecurity on the guy. And oftentimes right now, what's going on in the social media world is men get to see a lot of beautiful women at a high clip. So let's just say you have a more natural woman at home, and then all the pictures that he likes are completely opposite of that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say she's not that well rounded, not that curvy, and every picture that he likes is well rounded, curvy.
Killing me now.
Just with everything that she's not. You know what I'm saying? She's just very pretty, or she sees the pictures that are being like at a higher clip or prettier standard than she is. Well, that can cause her insecurity in her mind because you're liking everything but what she is. So I was just saying that's the same thing that men suffer through when they see a pretty woman when it comes to gumptioning up the nerve to go and speak and say something, if not also for bad previous experience. That's all.
Yes. Oh, and okay, I don't know if this has anything to relate. I don't know if it has anything related to that, but. Have you ever noticed whenever there's a gorgeous woman, and she's with how do you say it? Like how society says it, less than attractive man.
Yes.
She said, "Let me help you."
Don't ugly shame people.
He said, "How do you say it?"
I've always wondered.
She helped him say it.
Right.
Well, look,
okay, so.
I'm gonna say this right now, and I love my older brother to death. But Sugar Free used to say he was the only ugly dude getting away with being a pretty boy, and my brother is I look better than my brother, so. You know what I'm saying? And so whatever number you rate me, you can put my brother under that. But my brother has had some of the most beautiful women I have ever met in my life. And I always ask that daunting question. how? And they be like,
because women are more often than not, women are more interested in personality. Of course, looks are important, but men who have status, men who have prestige, money, stuff like that, that's automatically going to be attractive because that, as you say, is security.
Well, I'm gonna give you their simple.
I was going to say, do you think possibly it's because, or do you think it could either be like that they find it as a more confidence booster, like they have like a less attractive person, so they feel better about themselves?
Yeah, my brother's 6. Everybody,
Yeah, okay, then that's
my
what
whole
it is.
family is 6'3" and
I mean,
above.
but there it goes right
But I'm gonna tell you the universal answer that they've all given me. Yeah.
He's shorter than you.
My brother's taller than me.
Like a lower number.
Yeah, but he's taller.
No, but he's taller.
Yeah.
He got tall privilege.
Can I answer that? Yeah, that too. But anyway,
got short privilege.
the one thing that they've all said was he approached me. He said something to me, and he's funny.
No, but there's
but
actually,
your
but I'm saying in this
personality.
BuzzFeed, in this BuzzFeed article, they say that taller men make more money. Just as a
taller is seen as more attractive. But
but that's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
I got tall privilege. I don't think I'm the most attractive, but the thing is, I'm like almost 6'4", so I think I got like my attraction.
But
goes up.
that was in none of their. All they said was he approached me.
Bro, but the thing is, they're not gonna instantaneously say it was a tall guy that approached me. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't register that way in their brain. It's just like, but at the same time, a lot of people approach.
But let's remember, when you approach, when the man approaches, though, because it's not just the fact that he approached, but he had to approach with some sort of substance that connected with that woman. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And him being
because
tall,
a fine dude in her eyes can approach
and be all
come
bad.
with.
I'm serious.
I think SB said it. It's something like you can mess up the situation by opening your mouth.
Most men lose more pussy than they actually. You know what I'm saying? By talking by opening their mouth. So they talk the way out. They talk the way out of more things than.
So in that sense, for men, looks matter, but at the same time, that personality, getting a woman to laugh, like allowing her to feel special, like those things rate way higher than, whatever he may look like.
Nah, but that's
because again, you see it all the time. You'll be like, how that,
Or I always think the dude got money. That's how.
I just think
my brother's not rich.
How all of y'all really look past the fact that maybe he's just a cool person.
That's what I'm saying. Like the personality.
What happens if she's beautiful and he's ugly? Well, obviously they connected on some other level.
Absolutely, it's so much more than that.
That can never be the reason.
And I get excited for those type of situations where you deem it
right.
like
That's
that.
So, Una, you would date an ugly guy? That's what you're saying?
I think you have to be physically attracted.
So she wouldn't.
Attraction. You have to be attractive.
She said physically.
But my attractive may not be your attractive.
It's subjective.
But that can come in different ways.
You never know.
This guy, and then I'm physically not attracted to him.
You may think he's
but
not.
That's her attraction.
The mother of my child, she told me clearly, I'm not attracted to you, but you wrote poetry. So that made me attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just dead ass. Like she told me, like I hit on her. She was chasing this other dude. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was hitting on her, she was like,
"You had to intercept."
She clearly, and it was just accident. Back in the day, we was aiming. We was at Denny's, and me and Deshaun writing stories, and she read it, and she was like, "Oh, let me give you your number." And I'm like, "Well, why you didn't get at me the first time?" She's like, "Because I wasn't attracted to you. I didn't like what you had on.
You had to go deeper."
You know what I'm saying? But to her point, it could
and
be.
He did, and that's why he writes poetry.
But to her point, it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? The attraction can come from anywhere.
People have to understand everybody's attraction or physical attraction. It's all different.
Mm-hmm. It is.
We're all different. We all have different things that we find attractive.
Absolutely.
People say different things. Somebody could say something to me, and I'm be like, "Yeah, relax." Somebody could say something to her, and she's like, "Wow, that's dope." Mm-hmm. Like it's all different.
Absolutely.
So it's like, what really is?
For you,
privilege. What really is okay? She's pretty and she's ugly. Like,
for men, I would say for men, not necessarily so much because what I've heard from different males, and I'm just being honest from what I've heard is, depending on the situation, like they might have a friend, like y'all have friends, males have friends that they would probably never date because they're not necessarily attracted to them, but they got to know them, they connected, they vibed, they did all that stuff, and then he made a different decision, like maybe he wanted to go in that direction of talking to the girl that in his eyes was not attractive or was not beautiful. But as you said, when you talk about women who are on social media or models and all of that, that universally, that's right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Men will like and they will say that woman is attractive for the most part. You get what I'm saying? But for women, I mean, they might do the same as far as for men who are models, as far as, you know, they are attractive in a sense and agree with that. But at the same time, I think for women that it really does vary even more, just because, not that men don't need depth, because I know that you guys do, because that's what makes you guys make that commitment versus just trying to hit. Right. But for women, because I think we're what's the word I'm trying to look for? Motivated. So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you, but I was like, we're so good.
Right. We're motivated by the things that like tap into us internally. Like especially if you know that you're attractive, right? Then just like giving the example, you can tell me I'm beautiful, but okay, I hear that. You know what I mean? I might hear that all the time, but I would like something more. I want something different from this person, regardless of how you look. Because if a woman is trying to have something more than, if she's not just trying to hit, like let's not act like women don't just be trying to hit either. Definitely. But if a woman is looking for something more, then it won't just be the looks that will
3 minutes
will guide that. It will
and
be
counting until
what?
The best day ever.
Oh Lord.
Oh, and then
is it time already? Wow.
We was talking about that. My bad. All right, go ahead.
He's a thought killer, stiller. Remember?
You right. So you don't know what you were saying now,
it's
huh?
Done.
So what did you have to? Nice hat.
Do I have mine on?
I wanted to make sure we were tracking, because right now we got about 2 minutes and counting, and we just need to probably keep it going, wrap it up, and make sure we acknowledge the B Day. That's why I got this on, and then we got to get our final word. So just also, yeah. You can put yours on?
Okay.
And the thing with, on that topic too, like how men, like model pictures and their women may look different at home, etc. This is our job. Like it's really that deep. Like that's what I think people don't understand. Like it's our job to look a certain way. So if the women at home don't look like that, that's not their job. Maybe they have a different job. Once upon a time, I had a different job.
They probably want that job.
Maybe not even so.
Maybe it's
not once you get in it.
There's a lot of people out there that want to be.
It's a lot of people that think they want that job.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And even in defense of you, I tell women like that all the time. Like that has nothing to do with you or even him. Sometimes it's just really, congratulations, you look good.
Right.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I don't think women should even attack the woman, like you said, the woman who's contacting you directly, because like you don't have anything to do with that. Right. You're doing what you do. The problem is what the woman has is with her man, not with the woman.
And there is a problem? There's a problem?
Well, no, I'm saying her problem is with her man, not with the girl. Like, why would she need to go on her page and give her any shade?
I think it's always, when there's issues like that, it's always problems with men. You're not with the woman. She owes you nothing.
Right.
The man owes you something if you're in a commitment or whatever it is. So it's never the woman. Like, I never understand that why women get, mad about the girl he cheated with. You weren't in a relationship with her. You were with him. You look stupid.
Right.
Why are you mad at her? So I think that.
That's true.
Detroit.
Take us out.
Well, I would like you to tell us what you got coming up. What you got coming up next, and where we can look forward to.
So much more. I'm trying to do more film, more reality. So I have a few things pending. More commercials. We'll just take over one by one. So
you and the Echo Squad.
Yes, shout out to Echo. She's everything.
Echo Sounds. She pulled up on us.
She did.
Dan Cecil.
Dope show. Me. What I got coming up is I'm gonna be we actually recruiting. So shout out to my Burbank In It to Win It basketball league. If you got skills, we might recruit you in the off season. We're trying to revamp, Yeah.
Sugar.
I just heard a quote, and it kind of applies to just like Well,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
This is. It's actually your birthday. Right?
Maybe we can get the Happy Birthday Stevie Wonder song to go out.
Wow. So really quickly, I did just hear a quote like, I was watching this documentary, The Defiant Ones, which you guys should all check out on HBO.
It was great. I saw it.
And one of the quotes that he said, if you don't put a cap on like what people can do, like basically with her modeling, don't put a cap on it, but just nurture what she does, like all those possibilities, whether it's like with the business, with their relationship, it's limitless. Mm-hmm. So instead of putting a cap on those things, just nurture and already that personal, adjust to what it should be or how things should go. But yeah, and it's my birthday. Turn up.
Whoa, whoa. Akila Trinae.
Well, all I want to say is happy birthday to Sugarfoot, and I appreciate you joining the team, and you're entering a new stage of life. That 25 is, it's different than 24.
My heart feels different now.
25.
You're like going over the hill, 25. Like now you're in your late 20s.
Don't do that.
She said, wait.
Right.
Rent you a red car.
25 was a real good year for me.
And then, Charles, it's my turn. Okay.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm doing
and I want to thank Miss Una for coming and joining us. I appreciate your insight and, just being open to the conversation, and that's all. Check us out next week.
Well, happy birthday, Sugar. You've made me a better person since knowing you already. Aww. And I love your words that you write. She's a dope writer as well. Una, I love that you're a pretty girl rock and the privileges and how it affords you more. I also like how you're a Serbian girl and you got an Albanian guy to call, even during the war.
I'm moving up in the world. That's awesome.
Right. But pretty girl,
bringing the world peace.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Pretty girl rock is just
peace
an adjective,
but
you've come and shed light just on how modeling is just not bad of a gig. You know what I'm saying? But this has been Love Sessions from my girl poetess.
Not during his poem.
Echo adjectives. Sexy. Pretty is not. Pretty is an adjective, not ad lib.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, he was like. Anyway, you messed me up. From my engineer poetess, from the beautiful Echo, Dance Hustle, Sugar, happy birthday. Una, you the one.
You guys are so
real.
Akila Trinae, I am Dontrell Detroit. Birthday. It don't get much better than this love session. Let's spread it. Yeah, we out here.
Just how much we love you, and I'm sure you would agree. What could fit more perfectly than to have a world party on the day